Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, I'm Camelia, an indie writer sharing my journey through the world of self-publishing and storytelling. Today, I want to get real and talk to you about something we all face, mistakes. Specifically the mistakes I've made as an indie writer, and trust me, I've made quite a few. So grab your favorite drink, sit back and let's dive in. Now, before we begin, let me say this: mistakes aren't bad. They are learning experiences. Every misstep has helped me grow as a writer and a professional, and I hope by sharing mine, I can save you a bit of a trouble on your journey. Sounds good? Let's get started. There are a couple of mistakes I've made as an indie writer while trying to self-publish my first novel, Girl Insane. So the first mistake I want to talk to you about, it's about the power of deadlines. Stay on track and finish your book. So this is my first novel, Girl Insane. It's a spy thriller, inspired by my own life, and now that I'm so close to publishing, I want to take a moment to talk to you about this journey and share a few tips that I've learned along the way. First, I want to say that writing my first novel has been a truly transformational journey. For those of you who followed my earlier videos, you know this book has been a long time coming, 10 years to be exact, this coming April. Part of the reason for this journey is that life just happened. Over the past few years, I've built a family, raising 3 wonderful children, and I've gone to college 3 times and worked hard on my career. But beyond all of that, these years have been about something much deeper, my own healing. I'm a survivor of sexual abuse and suicide, and working through my childhood and teenage trauma has been an integral part of my writing process. This book isn't just a story, it's a part of me. Back in 2019, I planned to self-publish my novel, but I'm so glad I didn't. Since then, I've rewritten it several times, transforming my novel into something much more meaningful, something that reflects my own journey. Through my female protagonist, I've fictionalized my life events, transforming pain into art. Her journey mirrors my own transformation from victim to warrior. Now, I'm so excited to share this novel with you in 2025, when I plan to bring this to the world, guys. Now, as I prepare to share this novel with you in 2025, I feel so proud of how far it's come. I've changed its title, and while I can't reveal the new title just yet, I promise it's worth the wait. This story is still a gripping spy thriller, but also a story of resilience, strength, and determination. It's about finding hope even in the darkest of times. My deepest wish is that this book will not only entertain you, but also inspire you in your own life. My message through my writing is to never ever give up. Looking back over the years, I've learned so much about this process. One of the biggest lessons: setting strict deadlines. I can confidently say that if I had set strict deadlines and committed to them, I probably could have brought this book to you much sooner. Deadlines keep you focused and accountable. They create momentum. And when you have a clear timeline, you are more inclined to show up, put in the work, and deliver something tangible. After all, one completed project is far better than none, right? While I've always been excellent at meeting deadlines in my professional life, this experience has taught me that the same discipline needs to be applied in my personal projects too. Writing a book isn't just about creativity, it's about structure, consistency, and commitment. this is definitely a lesson I'm taking forward if I want to write more books in the future. So my tip for you today is to set clear deadlines for writing and publishing your book and stick to them. Deadlines keep you focused, build momentum, and prevent your project from stretching out for years like mine did. So progress over perfection. The second mistake I want to talk to you about is why paying for query letters and synopses was a mistake. Over the past few years, I've spent hundreds of euros in query letters and synopses when I was trying to get a literary agent. Because English is not my first language, I would rather spend that money on professional editing now to ensure I bring out to you a high quality book. And now, with easy access to AI, you can easily create your own query letters and synopsis with artificial intelligence. I am totally old-fashioned and didn't even realize of the existence of AI until this year. And it took me 10 years to finish my novel and didn't touch AI at all to finish my book at all. Instead, I feel it's no harm at all if you use AI to create queries and synopses to move things forward much faster and also save you a bit of money too, as money can be well spent somewhere else when you are trying to publish a book. And personally, I would rather write an entire book than tackle the synopsis. For me, the challenge comes down to condensing the vast, intricate word I've created into just a few concise paragraphs. I dread writing the synopsis. It feels almost impossible to strip away all the depth, the subplots and character development and still capture the essence of the story, when I've spent so much time immersed in the bigger picture. So much time zooming in on the highlights feels more than overwhelming to me. Writing the synopsis forces you to think about your story in a completely different way. It's not just about what happens, but about why it matters also. And honestly, that can be harder than writing the book itself. So my advice is to use AI for creating your query letter and synopsis. I've tried it and I was actually pretty impressed at what AI did for me. So my tip from me to you today is to make a self-publishing budget, focus on essentials and track every expense to avoid overspending on self-publishing your book. The third mistake I want to talk to you about is why cheap cover designs can hurt your book's success. So this is my old book cover for my spy thriller. I paid a freelancer on Fiverr to do it for me for about 75 euro in 2019, and when I wanted to self-publish my book. However, it is far from the vision I had for it, but you get what you paid for, right? So when you see this book cover, I think it leans into the psychological thriller or crime genre with the blood on the knife, and paired with these red lips, it could suggest elements of danger, mystery, a sense of suspense and possible violence, possibly involving a character with a life-threatening secret. However, it's still not what I wanted, and the cover designer used an image from Shutterstock instead of designing something totally unique. And now, after 10 years working on my novel, I've ended up spending thousands and thousands of euro in editing because I write in English, which is my second language, and I feel it is well worth it investing a few more hundreds into a professional cover designer, someone who can actually understand the genre I write in. So definitely, besides spending your money on professional editing, I feel it's crucial you invest into a really good cover design. I know people say don't judge a book by its cover, but let's face it, as a general rule, it's probably what we all do. When you look at a book cover, it just tells you so much about the book and about its genre. However, while a good cover is your first impression about a book, if you are on a tight budget, you can always use professional designer tools like Canva to help you make a really good cover design while staying on a budget. I'll add the link in the description below. So my tip for you today is to invest in professional cover design. It's the first thing readers see. A rushed or cheap design can hurt your book's credibility and sales. The fourth mistake I want to talk to you about today is why rushing to publish can be a costly mistake. I'm not sure if this is the right title for this topic, because I certainly didn't rush into publishing my book. As I've said earlier, it took me 10 years to finalize this book, and only now I am considering publishing seriously. However, I had an attempt at self-publishing my novel in 2019 after I received over 100 rejections from publishers and literary agents, and I lost hope that someone will ever publish my book. My New Year resolution in 2019 was to publish my book by summertime, and I began preparing for the big day, did all of my promotional blurbs, set up my marketing strategies. I had a blog tour planned on Twitter as well. Then a month or so before my book was meant to go live on Amazon, my inbox hit me with unexpected feedback, which I just couldn't ignore, and took one of the hardest decisions of my life, which was to remove my book from publication before it was going to go live. So yeah, I just had to take this tough decision of removing my book from Amazon before it was meant to go live, and I just planned to work on it again and send it back for more editing. So my tip for you is don't ignore feedback. While I received constructive criticism, it felt devastating at the time. By that stage, I had already spent thousands on editing, so hearing from beta readers that my book was still not publication ready was a tough pill to swallow. In hindsight, I now understand that it was constructive feedback, but at the time, I perceived it as the worst thing someone could say to a writer, when in fairness, most of the issues highlighted were related to syntax and editing. I've told you I write in English, which is my second language, and this has been a significant challenge for me to overcome. And although my intention was to send my manuscript back for more editing, I ended up rewriting my novel several times since then. Thankfully, I now found the perfect editor for me, and that's Eamon O'Cleary at Clearview Fiction Editing Ireland. So tip number 2, finding an editor who understands your genre is as vital as their professional skill. Finding an editor who understands your genre is just as important as finding someone who is a skilled professional. Over the years, I've been let down by editors, and there were times when I thought my novel would never see the light of day. That all changed when I found Eamon. I'll include his link in the description below. So listen to feedback, whether from editors, beta readers, or readers themselves, is crucial to growing as a writer. Keep an open mind, and don't forget that you can't take negative feedback off Amazon, so it's worth spending the extra time and find readers willing to give you honest feedback before you actually publish. It can be something as small as changing one of the characters' names, but it's definitely worth it. And if the big day comes and I'll publish my book, and if I may receive negative feedback on my book on Amazon, I'll just have to accept it. It's part of life. I can't please everyone. To sum it up, if I had published my novel in 2019, it would have been a costly mistake, as the book still needed significant editing. I've taken my time, much more than I originally intended to, but life just happened. Along the way, I created a family, had children, and just embraced the journey of motherhood. So now, after rewriting my novel, it reflects not just fiction or a spy thriller, but also my own life and personal journey. If you are willing to dive deeper, by the end of the book, you will discover that it takes you on a path of healing, learning to accept yourself for who you are, embrace your past, and accept your trauma. This book is about forgiveness, it's about acceptance, it's about resilience and the strength to never give up. It's a story that teaches you that hope can prevail. I can't wait to bring my book to you, and for you to read my novel, sharing with me the life lessons that you take away from it. So my last tip for you is take your time to polish your work. You'll thank yourself later. Thank you for your time to be part of this journey with me. If you found this video helpful or just relatable, give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more tips and insights into the indie author life. And also let me know in the comments below what's one mistake you've made or learned from as an indie author. I would love to hear your stories. Until next time, keep writing, keep creating, and keep believing in yourself. See you next time. Thank you.